All right. Shalom. This is the brothers from GmsLouisianaSaints, the New Orleans camp, with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Shalom. And with this lesson, it's just pretty much just going to be an exhortation to the brothers out there to hold on. Because as we can clearly see, that devil in Revelation 12, verse 12 is getting ready to come down in great wrath because they know it that he hath but a short time, and things are about to change. Hey, a lot of dire decisions are going to have to be made with going through things and letting things go in order to continue serving Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And we've come too far in the game to give up right when we can see the kingdom in sight. Yeah, as brothers always say all throughout your walk, you need to count the costs in this truth. Make sure that you have sufficient to continue building on that spiritual temple you've been working on, so to speak, that you continue to stay bidden to the marriage, so you can eventually go in with the bridegroom and see the marriage and see the kingdom and be that first fruits. So we're just going to get it started in Luke chapter 14, verse 16.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 16. Then said he unto me, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready.
And of course, that supper that's getting bidden is this truth. Yahweh sending his son Yahweh Shai to bid those that have been called to come to this supper, come to this marriage, and sup and sit at the table and be able to sit there and labor through all the different courses and eventually complete that meal and see that salvation at the end. This is what we've been diligently working towards ever since we came into this walk. Keep going on.
And they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee have me excused.
And hey, we're coming into where you don't want to be in this walk, making excuses for anything that will keep you from enduring in this truth, anything like that. And like I said at the beginning of the video, we're coming into times to where dire decisions are going to have to be made. You have to leave away from the job, leave away from so-called loved ones, you name it, possessions you had in the world, all to endure in this truth and stay at this supper, stay bidden to this marriage. You can't let anything in this world take you out of this truth, again, especially so close to the end. We've come too damn far to be this close to the end just for you to get weak now with the draconian measures coming, the mandatory Vanessas, ultimately the mandatory implementation of the MOTB, concentration camps, and possibly even death as a testimony to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Keep going on.
It says 19, and another said, I have bought 5 yokes of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused.
Keep going.
And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So to that servant came and showed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed, and the halt and the blind.
You can jump down to verse 27. But hey, once that servant was sent out to start bidding people to the marriage, what did you start seeing? Excuses. Oh, I have oxen to take care of. It could be, I got a nice car I just got. I got to take care of that. I just bought a house. And what the next one say? Well, I've just betrothed the wife that I have to go deal with. That's a major thing that can be a roadblock to brothers in this truth. A woman, children, you name it. But again, none of these things can keep you from coming to sup at this supper, being bidden to this marriage, enduring in this walk, so you can ultimately go in with the bridegroom and see the kingdom. And we've seen examples already of people getting weak and falling off. Like he hadn't really come with that pressure yet. You've got people shaking and squirming in their boots. So how much more when he really turns up the heat and those physical things come? You really got to have been counting the cost right now to make sure that you're sufficient to build and endure in this truth, and endure to stay at that supper once this heat really comes upon us. Jump down to verse 27 now.
It says Luke 14:27.
Go ahead, but go ahead. Precept coming up. Go ahead.
You can get
And whosoever,
No, go ahead. Read it down to 28. I'm gonna bring it out.
okay.
and whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you
Actually, would you mind reading verse 26, Baba Kashan?
I come. Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
And that explains it right there. If coming into this truth, there are things that when that hour of temptation and that pressure really comes, are holding you back in the world, and you give in. You give into the carnal things and not hold on to the spiritual, as it says. You cannot be the disciple of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, your brothers, sisters, wives, children, the job, anything. Keep going on.
It says, and whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Keep going.
For which of you intended to build a tower, sit it not down first and counted the cost, whether ye are sufficient to finish it?
Keep going on. You can read all the way down.
Least happily after he had laid the foundation, and it is not able to finish it, all that behold him begin to mock, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
It speaks for itself.
I got one for that.
Every one of us, when we came into this walk, we had to make sure that once we put our hand to the plow, we had to account the cost and knew everything that came with bearing the cross of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, losing your so-called status in this society, losing your worldly possessions, losing your loved ones like your woman, your child, even possibly losing your life. Those are all different parts of building into this spiritual temple, so you can show your diligence to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and be able to stay at that supper, be able to stay bidden to that marriage, so you can go into with the bridegroom unto the wedding, and be able to endure and see the kingdom. You don't want to be one of these people that didn't count the cost, as it says. You had the works for a time, and then you gave up. Those works aren't going to follow you. The only thing that's going to follow you is that unbuilt monument, so to speak. He didn't count the cost and wasn't able to finish, and that's going to be a very bad reputation to have in the kingdom for somebody who once knew this truth, and especially if you're on fire at some point, you are on fire just to tuck tail at a certain point when things got bad and give up. Those are gonna be the works that are gonna follow you. You could not finish, and you're gonna have your head down in the kingdom, as it says in Daniel chapter 12. You're gonna be a mocking, as it says in Luke 14.
I got a precept real fast.
I got
Proverbs 24:7. Proverbs 24:27. It says, prepare the work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thy house.
God, hey, prepare thy work. Make sure you counted the cost before you came into the truth, knowing that, hey, I have to face the fact there are a lot of things that come with loss in this truth on this side for that big win on the other side. Building that house, building that monument to have in the kingdom, having those works follow you and showing that you endured and were worthy to have that crown placed on your head by Yahweh Shai.
And also too, when it says prepare thy work out and make it fit for thyself in the field, you supposed to center everything supposed to be centered around this truth. Not the truth centered around whatever activity you're doing. Because the field is representative of the world. Everything of the world supposed to be centered around this truth. That's supposed to be fit. Everything is supposed to be fitted around the truth. All right. And that when you do that, then you build upon that. You build everything else based on this truth. Everything else is centered around the truth. The women and children, work, different things like that has to be fitted for the truth, not the other way around, man. Right? That's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way this house is gonna be built. You can't build this house with a bunch of excuses. Because we didn't seen the guys with a bunch of excuses and always what is tongue tied explanation for everything. They got an explanation for every goddamn thing to why they couldn't come to camp, why they couldn't do this, why they couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Excuses.
Yeah, hey, I read 31 to 33. Y'all can learn that same in that same chapter.
All right, let me go and come back in.
I'm gonna read 31. It says, and lo, it was all grown over 30. I went by the field of the slothful and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man.
And what should that sound like? That stone wall covered with nettles and growth over it, a building that hasn't been completed, a dilapidated building. And that's not how you want your walk to be in this truth, as I said back in that Luke 14. A counting the cost and having sufficient to build, so you don't be made a laughing stock in that day. It says, hey, he didn't understand what he was getting into, so he didn't have sufficient to build. You don't want that to be your works, and that can come with as the elder brother was saying, not revolving everything in your life around this truth, making this truth your center, because every decision you make has to be filtered through the truth, and it ultimately has to be you thinking that, look, if I make the wrong decision, if I become slothful or slack and sleeping with this one thing in the world and give it any precedence over the truth, hey, that could be the one thing that completely takes you out and gives you that unfinished monument, that monument and those works of shame when the kingdom of heaven is established. You said you had a precept, Kaya?
This Proverbs 22 and 13. The slothful man said, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets. That's an excuse, man. You got it.
Hey.
I just had that one too.
And what does that sound like? E coming down in great wrath. Oh, hey, these mandates are coming. What if I lose my job? What if I get kicked out of my house? What if my woman leaves me? Or with the MOTB? What if I have to put my head in a guillotine? Or what if I get sent to a concentration camp? That's an excuse. And that's no excuse to take you out of this truth.
They'll say, oh, so and so putting down this pressure on me. And then, like I said, you got people that you know that work at this certain job, a certain place. The brother said they putting pressure on you. Just call, hey, they putting pressure on y'all over there. Oh no, ain't no pressure going on over here. Jake just willingly do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jake love excuses, man. I'm gonna say one thing about the whole house of Israel, man. Especially dealing with a lot of the men, especially them Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Them niggas got excuses, man. Them niggas got so many goddamn excuses till they confuse their goddamn self, man. You know?
Hey, instead of being diligent with the truth, Jake is diligent with excuses.
Oh yeah.
To
Hey,
find
what we say down here? One thing we say down here, Jake don't. What did it say? We say Jake don't.
If there's one thing,
Disappoint you. We're
If there's
disappoint you.
Yeah. One thing about Jake don't. He consistently about disappoint you. He don't. It's not slack when it comes to disappointment, man. Jake on time with that shit.
yeah, Jake will never fail in disappointing you.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Yeah. Hey, the way they tell you in Proverbs 15:19 that the way of the slothful man is a hedge of thorns. Meaning what? He make his way a hard way. All right. If they had thorns, for you to walk through, then they had just an alleyway with nothing in the alleyway, you're gonna walk through the alleyway. But the slothful man making it, like, with the excuses, it compounds his walk. Like, it makes his walk that much more tougher because he got to backtrack. Excuses really make you backtrack when we're in a race that is contingent on us going what? Forward, man. All right, it make you back slide, man. You see, it said, but the way of the righteous is made plain. It's made simple. It's made, it's set. It's already set for the way you need to go and walk. Just go out there and build and do it, man. You see?
Hey, you got the blueprint to know exactly what you need to do, and you've already got the materials to build it. You've got this truth. You've got this truth. You've got the brothers, and that's more than enough. It just comes down to Jake sitting on his thumb, so to speak, and not wanting to get off it, to have to actually make sacrifices and really make this truth your center in the world, and everything else revolving around it. And that comes with manning up as well and putting your foot down. You got to know that if things are coming at you and it's not working for you, you got to man up. Hey, as it says in Job, gird up your loins like a man and know how to handle that situation, whatever it may be.
I want to back you up. It's St. Matthew chapter 6, verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
It speaks for itself. Wherever your heart or your mind is, that's where your treasures are. And we know that our heart or our mind should be set on the treasures of this truth, realizing that everything in this society that could possibly hold you back, which really shouldn't be anything at this point, when you look back after coming into this truth, especially now being so close to the end, when you look back in the world, you should see nothing but heartache and pain. Ultimately, that ignorance of not knowing who you are in the world, just being tossed to and fro with any wayward doctrine. But now that you have this truth, this treasure, that should be what keeps your eyes single, because all these things in the world are about to be destroyed. And like a brother in this camp named Kabar says, hey, if you're not willing to lose it, you might as well burn up with it as well. And that's a true statement, because everything is about to be destroyed. Yet you have to come to terms with the fact that the things that, like, of course we know that the Most High can save your loved ones just off the strength of you, but really in this truth, you have to keep that in the back of your mind, that not only am I going to lose the job, the house, the car, anything like that, you could very well lose your woman, your children, your parents, even your life. But you know that if you endure until the end, like a good soldier of Yahushua, as it says in Timothy's, and not be held back by the affairs of this world, and that your ultimate.
The 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
Chosen him to be a soldier. And hey, we all know we're called right now, but you ultimately want to be of that chosen number. And what does that come with? Not entangling yourself with the affairs of this life. And don't get it twisted. You still have to go out and have a job to pay bills and feed your family and all that. That should be your end all be all concern. Your end all be all concern should be everything being a means to an end towards you making it to the kingdom. And when you have, oh, you had a point?
When you're done, I was going to read verse 5 and make a little quick point.
And that should be your whole mindset. And I believe when you go into that word soldier, it means to be solitary or something along those lines.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
that should.
Yeah, but I think it means another definition means to be hardened. I think it's hardened or something like that too.
Endure.
Like a loner. To be a loner, like.
And that should give you, that in itself should give you everything you need to know. Being a soldier, being a loner for Yahweh Shai, making your eyes single for Yahweh Shai, making your eyes single for this truth, so you can ultimately get that treasure of the kingdom and be that first fruits.
And that's not talking about being a loner to the brothers in the truth, but being a loner to those of the world. You know, because we didn't see guys want to be loners in this truth. You know, they want to go where everybody over here breaking bread and what's the word? Breaking bread and sharpening each other's sword. They're in the shower, man. Jake tell you, I'm tired of going home. I ain't going out to the bar with y'all. But you go to the same bar that y'all would usually go to, he in there. I said, damn, I thought you was going home. I just stopped for a little drink. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You can't be a loner to the Akim, man. You know?
Hey. And it says as much in Matthew. What did Yahweh Shai say? If you treat the least of these brothers as a, how's it go? Like, if you treat the least of these brothers as you have treated me, so to speak. So being a loner for Yahweh Shai means, hey, you got to treat the brothers like Yahweh Shai. So that doesn't mean being a loner. Being as the elder brother was saying, being a loner to this world, but not to this truth. And what does the truth encompass? The brotherhood, staying diligent in this word, praying, fasting, being able to put your foot down like a man and cut off the things that could keep you from keeping your eye single to Yahweh Shai. That's what that entails.
Hey, I'm gonna get that too. We were just talking about that. I'm gonna get that, man. What you just said, it's.
Yeah, I think it said that he was saying, I don't want to butcher it because Yahweh Shai makes a beautiful point in it.
Come on, baby.
If I can read verse 5 real quick in this 2 Timothy. It says, if a man also strive for the masteries, and we were just talking about this earlier this week, Jake will go hard when it comes to fashion, when it comes to rap battles, sports. When it comes to folly, Jake will go hard. You got to put that same energy in the truth. You got to be willing to just be Jake, man. When Jake takes something seriously, Jake dominates. It encompasses who he is. So you gotta treat the truth the same way. No excuses.
Hey, if Jake went as hard for the things in this world that he went for, if Jake went for the truth as hard as he went for things in the world, Jake would be a bad man.
It would be back in the kingdom. Would have been back in the kingdom, man. Long time ago, would have been back, man.
David did it. And Psalm 63 and 80 say, my soul followeth hard after thee.
Yeah.
I got the point right here. This is Matthew 18. I'm gonna start at 7. It says, woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must need be offenses come, but woe unto that man by whom the offense cometh. 8, it says, wherefore if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt and main, rather than having 2 hands and 2 feet to be cast into the everlasting fire, man.
And this is speaking spiritually. This isn't talking about taking a damn letter opener and sticking it behind your eye and jamming that bitch out. Because what are we considered to Yahweh Shai? The body of Yahweh Shai. And if the body has a cancerous part into it, what do? You cut it out.
Yeah,
So
it
if we're
goes.
like,
It goes into that the I part next in 9. But go ahead.
if I could say, we're all considered a body of Yahushua, and brothers have seen it. Hey, from our apostle elders all the way down, we've seen that brothers that didn't want to get along and be a soldier for Yahushua, what did they do? They got cast out of the body. And why was that? Because they wanted to turn back in the world. And it's no different with you, with your spiritual body right now. Things that may be a cancer unto you in the world, you have to cut them off. That's what it's talking about when it says if your hand offends, cut it off. If your eye offends, take it out. It's better to go into the kingdom maimed than to go in whole and full of wickedness, whole and still being lukewarm.
Yeah, because what you see was going on through the Spirit, the Lord is literally putting a dream team of men together, which is the elect, the 144,000. All right, and you gotta understand, you gotta play ball, man. You can't be the guy that's all right. You from California. You say you from California. You from this hood. You don't want to fuck with that guy from the other hood across the park. You don't want to fuck with the guy from this city, this state because of cultural differences and shit. We didn't seen it in the truth. We didn't seen it down here in New Orleans where Jake still got that old frame of mind. Oh, that guy's from uptown. I'm from downtown. I don't fuck with them. But I want to be in it. I want to be in this truth though. But I don't fuck. You can't do that, man. You gotta shed off the old ways of this world, man, and that old way of thinking. All right, you got to be involved with men. As the scriptures say, it's a terminology. You got to be what's the word? This thing of ours amongst men is affectionate. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give in to the body, the love of the body of men, coming together, different hoods, different walks of life, man. Different walks of life, all around different parts of the city, different parts of the state. This is what the Lord is building, a dream team, man. And you got to play ball. You don't want to play ball, the Spirit gonna get you out the way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about a brother doing anything. The Spirit gonna get you out of that, man. Because you're not for the betterment of the nation, man. The building of this nation. You're gonna get out the way. Go ahead.
Cancer.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of cancer, man, in our time. Go ahead.
Real quick to back to Elder. This is Ephesians 4, verse 16, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, make it increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I say, it sounds like just like the actual body. This body that we are in has an immune system, man. Anything foreign in the immune system, what happens? The body pushes it out. You know what I'm saying? It gets rid of it. But the same thing with the body of the Lord being the head of that body, we being represented as different parts of the body, the toe, the leg, whatever, to help this body move and operate. If you're not operating on that same vibration of the body, you gotta go. Some guys get rid of themselves, man. And we didn't seen that. We didn't seen what even mercy was put out there, and that particular person, they just don't want to get right. They can't get right, man. Mostly dealing with the woman, number one, and ultimately being brotherly, man. Jay got a problem with being brotherly, man. Go ahead, Art.
Hey, the body also wards off. The body itself actually wards off poisons. If it get afflictions to it, the white blood cells go and fight whatever it is. It fight it off your body, man. All right, internally, internal working.
Yeah, and what's poison in this truth? First and foremost, poison is pride, man. Ego.
Yeah, it's a poison.
That's a poison in this thing. And it can be contagious too, man. To the men that's around watching this shit go down. Not wanting to say anything about it. Pride, ego, hate. Y'all brothers, give me some more examples, man. There's more.
It's a sickness.
Greed.
Yeah, greed. You know, those are that's a poison in this thing, man. Division, you know, those that it's all about spreading division instead of the embedment. You know, if we're gonna disagree, we're gonna, you know, we men gonna get into it, but you always got that one guy. He's everything that's supposed to be positive, he always negative. He always thinking shit in a negative sense. Or it's to the point where, you know, he's low in faith. He causes others to think low in faith. We gotta speak of life, man, in this thing. All right, and that's what me and another brother was doing a lesson on last week. You know, we gotta speak of life, man, and how we have hope in this thing of ours, man. But you got it. I ain't want to be long.
Hey, could somebody get me could somebody get me 1 Timothy chapter 6, start at verse 3 and read down to verse 5. Verse 5, just to back up what the elder said real quick.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 3. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Mashiach Yahushua, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness.
And what does this doctrine consist of? Being diligent in this truth and showing that brotherly love. Being found the law, statutes, and commandments, and just completely not being a cancer to this thing that you becoming a part of as we're going into. Because hey, as with all cancers, you have to go to the doctor, and it gets hit with that radiation and gets killed off and taken out. And we've seen that happen plenty of times, and it's going to continue to happen all the way up until the kingdom. People that just don't want to get along with the doctrine and the wholesome words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai fall off, and deservedly so, because the times we're coming into right now, there really can't be any weak chain in the link. We gotta know everything that the brother's about and everything that he's willing to stand for, and if need be, died for. This isn't the time to be having to second guess a brother or think that he's weak out here, and once a little bit of pressure is applied, he's just going to completely fold over and just give in to Esau and turn in brothers.
Hey, be kindly affectionate. It's to the distribution to distributing to the necessity of the saints, man. And the necessity come in a wide range of the way, you know, things have to be given unto your brothers, man. Like you said, we say these things, all right, but necessities are needs. It's things essential to other men. So if you're not one who are willing to fulfill men needs in this thing, spiritual needs, of course, then, you know, this ain't the place for you, man. You're gonna have to contribute when you come into the body, man. You can't just take. It gotta be major contributions, man. All right.
You gotta give time. Sometimes anything you gotta give money, man. And one thing about it too, one thing about the men of our nation, we've been beaten down so much to where we got low self-esteem. You can't for some crazy reason, Jay can't take another man pitching them a couple dollars, pitching in help, because it's always been a stereotype of showing weakness. But in this thing, you gotta, you know, the greatest thing you can do is give a man spiritual advice, backing it up with scriptures, giving him an uplifting, because there is a lot of brothers I've seen with low self-esteem. They don't have the courage or the faith as other men. So you gotta build them up, man. Those weak links in the chain, you gotta make them stronger. You know, and if we don't make them stronger, we all suffer, man. You know. And like I said, and as these days are winding down, more and more men need more uplifting and exhortation, man. Because brothers are more or less weak, man. You know? Jake shit going on. Jake tripping out because the things that the prophets and teachers and apostles have said are coming to life. They're actually moving pieces on the table now. So now men like, whoa, the things that these men are saying is real. And Jake get a little shaky, but you need to uplift them brothers, man. The body needs uplifting within the body. We talk about the martial laws and the MOBs and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, we have we in a better position than anybody else on the planet Earth, man. Out of 7 billion people, we got the best seats in the house, as they say. You know?
Yeah, exaltation is part of prophecy. When you go to 1 Corinthians, man, I believe it's chapter 14, right from the top. Exaltation is prophecy, man. All right, Jay just said, "Oh, we prophesying. We just talking about the things that's gonna unfold in the end times." Well, exaltation leads up to that, man. All right, it gives a man strength, a man in faith. All right, to believe that the prophecies is gonna unfold themselves, man. All right, a man have to be exhorted and strengthened in what he believes, man. You see,
I got
that's
that
part
for
of the
you.
walk in faith, man. Huh?
I was just saying I got that for you if you wanted it.
You got it.
Down
Kind
this
of,
this 1 Corinthians chapter 14. I'm gonna start at 1. The point is in 3.
Yeah.
Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto Yahweh. For no man understandeth him. Howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries. And it's the point right here, verse 3. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification and
Yep.
exhortation and comfort.
Building up, comforting them, and strengthening their faith, man. All right. Bread strengthens a man's heart, man. And when you give them bread is this word. Just listen. The thing you could do to your brother, bro, just give him the word. That's all you have to do. Like you don't gotta be this psychiatrist. We're not life coaches, all right? Like the elders went into. We're not life coaches, man. We brothers, and all we gotta do is just give you the word of the Lord, man. This ain't no trick in the hat, a rabbit out the hat. This ain't no present with a bow tie. A ribbon around it. All right, it's just the truth, man. Just give them the word of the Lord, man, and it's gonna exhort itself. All right, it's gonna be exhorting to them.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, ain't nobody over here Dr. Phil, man. So you gotta go somewhere else with that shit.
Yeah, you get on with that shit, man. We getting you prepared for the kingdom of heaven, man. We not getting you prepared on how to better have a better relationship with your wife over here, man. Which the scriptures do tell you that, but that's not the itinerary. The itinerary is to win souls, turn a man over to righteousness, man, that he may serve the Lord.
Yeah, Jay come in that Christian state of mind, because that's all those pastors are. They're nothing more than motivational speakers. So when we tell you the good, bad, and the ugly, you're looking like, whoa, what the fuck going on? But these scriptures tell you that they're nothing more than about mournings, lamentations, and woes. When it comes to the body, it's about edification, exhortation, and the uplifting of the body, man, the men in the body. So you got to find out what is you actually looking for, man. Because like the brother said, there's no Dr. Fields in this thing. There's no Montel Jordan. Ain't nobody over here like that, man. All right, and brother's gonna give you constructive criticism sometimes. You got to take it.
Yeah.
You know, just to help you. Every man needs somebody from the outside viewing them and critiquing them sometimes. Because sometimes, like I said, and I'm a artist. Sometimes you spend 2-3 hours just beating the paper all day, drawing or painting. You never sit back and pull away from the picture and look at it from another angle or from a far distance. Then you start to see certain lines and things and colors are off, man. You need that sometimes. Matter of fact, you need to critique your damn self. Sometimes it don't take another brother to tell you nothing. You should be able to be critiquing yourself on a daily basis and know when something's wrong, man. I know when there's something wrong with me. I know when there's something wrong with a situation, because I'm always thinking in that, man. I'm always walking on eggshells. When you're in this truth, in a sense, you got to walk on eggshells, man. You can't trust every goddamn thing somebody tell you. You can't trust every situation you're in. That's why I tell brothers, sometimes Satan to give you sometimes Satan be setting shit up, man. You know? Look, a chick come talk to you. Hey, is it Satan? With a woman. Because that's what Satan does. You know, certain situations, man. Certain jobs, promotions, you name it, man. So is it the Lord? Because two things going on. Is the Lord trying to teach me something? or it's the Lord trying to get me out of that, man. You know. But go ahead,
I just want to add real quick. It says, "But he that prophesied speaking unto men to edification." Like when you prophesy, what's in the prophecy? Salvation and destruction. Destruction is going to make you gird your loins as a man. It's going to put you more in a manly spirit because you know a soft person is not going to make it through what's about to happen. Then you have salvation, which is what the kingdom of heaven, hope, everything we look forward to. So when you speak prophecy, that edifies in itself. Just telling Jake what's going to happen, and if he believes, he's going to be edified. You got it up.
Hey, facts.
That's right.
Hey, listen. Like he said, you just tell them the words of the Lord is edifying, is uplifting, is exhorting. So you ain't got to get you don't have to get creative, all right, with telling the word of the Lord. The word of the Lord is quick and to the point. It's powerful, man.
The truth is the truth, man.
The truth is the truth.
Yeah, there's no changing. You got guys
Yeah.
that say, man, I hear y'all talking about the same thing. The truth is the truth. The truth don't
So-
change, man.
Truth don't change, kind.
It never changed. That's why the scriptures tell you godliness with contentment is great gain. So look, if a man giving you godly words and godly advice, that's it. That's why I said be continuously with a man, be with a godly man who will terror when thou shalt miscarry. Because when you miscarry, all he gonna do is give you the godly words to get you back on track, man. But if you with somebody who just a friend and love it at all times, he gonna give you whatever necessary in that state for to keep you what in never land, man. Or believe in something that's imaginary. All right, we don't do that. We give you the truth is pure. All right, the truth is pure, is undefiled. All right, which keeps you pure and upright, man. You see, but
Yeah, we suck with brothers. The same thing a brother go through, we go through the same shit. We prolong and long suffer the brother. If the brother if he's sincere, if he's trying to be sincere, man. You terrible with the brother. The brother might be going through some shit. Sometimes a demon get on the brothers, and you sit there, you talk with him, man. You talk with him until there's no more.
yeah.
So I'll get back on.
All right.
You want me to continue that First Timothy, or because I know it kind of took a turn.
Yeah, we can.
Still go. Like I said, it's a spirit though. You can't, the spirit can go where it listed, man. Hold on.
Yeah, we can drop.
Okay, I got a precept too.
Go ahead. Let the brother get his precept out. He been kind of holding it.
There's
You got it out.
This 1 Thessalonians 4:9. But as touching brotherly love, ye not that I write unto you, or ye yourselves are taught of Yahweh to love one another. And say how you love a brother, you show him. If you go off somewhere, you talk to him, you pull him to the side and say, hey, what's going on with you? You get up and close personal with a brother, and check on him and see how he doing. Maybe he is going off. Like I say, maybe brother did get weak,
Maybe
he's
going
through
through
brother
something.
like a child,
Yeah, maybe going through something. Maybe something happened. You know what I'm saying?
Kind, yeah. You talk to the man one-on-one. You call that man up and talk to him. You deal with him and see what's going on in his mind. That's how you really get up and close and love a brother.
Yeah, rebuke is love, man. Rebuke is love, Rebuke is love. Like, just because you get rebuked, just because a brother talk to you, or you and the brother have a one-on-one moment, this, off the record between you and him, that's love, man. That's love in a sense. But the world, when you get on that level with the people in the world, they look at it as an offense, man. But these are, staying on the topic, these are all the measures in the hopes that you carry on, man, that you carry on and stay in his word. When those things leave you, when the exhortation, the edification, and those different things that help build you up to stay in the truth, when those things leave, you leave, man. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, in the spirit. You go out, when you see men go outside those things, they don't want those things. All right? They don't want to deal with the rebuke. They don't want to be amongst the brothers and different things like that. Once those things, that mindset comes into play, they leave. The spirit gets them out of that, man. Because they don't want, these are the things, because you got to understand, we was once what? We was once, in the sense, the scripture say, our whole head was sick, man. We didn't have a physician. Now that we have a physician, a person that, Yahweh Shai is the physician, and ultimately, these are the quote-unquote herbs and medicine to help get us back in order. So once you leave outside of that, man, you through, man. You done. Once you don't want those things, and them things come with rebuke, Matthew 18, the true love of the Akim. Once you go outside of that, you are finished. We didn't seen it happen too many times, man. We didn't seen it. You got it, Ak.
Hey, kind of. And with us being spiritual physicians and giving out these spiritual herbs to brothers, what's one thing about the herbs? They're bitter, and that's how you know that they work. Because the most bitter tasting medicine does the most healing in your body, because it's hitting those parts that are messed up in you and actually making a difference. And loving a brother. What is love according to the scriptures? The law, statutes, and commandments. So that's how we deal with each brother. That's how the brothers deal amongst each other accordingly. And love and rebuke is not soft and nice. Most of the times it can be rough and bitter, because we're watching not only after other men's souls, but our souls as well. If we see a brother going through something, and it's obviously something, you got to go to that brother. And sometimes when that love or that rebuke comes out, it may come out harsh, and it may even seem mean at some points. But if the brother actually takes it in and betters himself, he'll see, look, there really was something going on with me. This is something I really have to work with. And hey, that not only did you if the brother actually makes an effort to work through those things and betters himself, and not only did you win the brother back, but as it says in Peter's, you grabbed him and took him out of the fire.
Yeah, because one thing too, I want to say real quick. A lot of times, from the other end, when it's a brother, it's another brother that's doing those certain things. We know, just like the herbs, you know, with a younger brother, older brother, sometimes like the herbs, all herbs don't work right then and there. Some herbs take time to work. Just like it takes sometimes some brothers a long time for these things, the things that we're asking of, to come out of them, man. All right, so just like the herbs do, certain brothers are the same way, you know, because we over time, what we had in us, we had different ideologies, different outlooks on life, different outlooks on different things. So those things take time for the ward off, just like the herbs take time to actually kick in. Because look all the junk that you had in you, man. Look all the things that you was consuming and putting in you. All right.
Old habits.
What's the scripture say? Yeah, what the scripture say is not what goes into man that defile him, but what comes out. And what comes out is first of the mind. You know what I'm saying? You say what's in this, because your mind is considered like a belly too. You say what's in this belly. So a lot of times you'll be saying things, a brother be saying things from a worldly sense, and he haven't fully ward those things off. So like I say, we hit the brothers with the things that they need. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those things take time for him to actually grow and shape himself and mold himself into, you know, how you need to be, man. Let me see what the brother said. Oh yeah, that's a good one right here. Right?
Yeah, Kyle had a good precept.
Faith is a fight, man.
That's a good one right here, man. These 6 and 16. A faithful friend is a medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find it, man.
Hey, what is it? Oh.
Faith is a fight. And if a brother, if in this thing of ours, we fighting, is a great fight, is a great battle. And if a brother see you battling through faith, then it's going to what? Build his faith up. He's going to see that is accomplishable, man. All right. So, you know, that's why brothers speak about, you know, having that war me spirit being down and getting on yourself. Man, look, it's going to be miscues. It's going to be missteps, miscarries. But it's all about, you know, the get back, man. How you come back from it, man. All right. It's a battle. So in a battle, it's going to be what? You're going to get cuts. If you're in a fight, you might get a cut, a hickey, an eye, you know, you might get one that kind of rock and sock you, man. But it's all about, getting them punches back off, man, and handling your business. You got it out.
God.
Hey, it's another scripture that said we supposed to contend for the word. I think
Yeah,
you go into
fight
that
back.
word. Yeah, you go into that word contend. One of you brothers can find it. That word contend means to fight, man.
Yeah, fight.
Y'all remember the game back in the day with Afro Thunder? That game was called you remember Afro Thunder and shit? Oh, I'm probably before some of you brothers' time, man.
Mm-mm.
You remember that game with
Got
Afro
me on that
Thunder?
one. Got me on that one.
Oh man, it was called the game was called Contenders or some shit like that. Damn. Let me see. I'm gonna
Is
get
that
it.
a Tory or something?
Nah. I'm gonna get it.
I got the word contend. You want it?
Yeah, you remember Ready to Rumble?
I
never
remember.
played
Called
it.
Ready to Rumble.
I never played it.
I remember that.
Yeah. And he used to say something about he used to say something when the game come on about contending or content, but it means to fight, man.
I got that for you.
That's what we doing. We're fighting, man. Go ahead, y'all got it.
This Jude 1:3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints.
I got the word
One
contend.
more time.
It says beloved. So this is speaking of the truth. All right, when he say beloved, the elect, the remnant. When I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly, right? be pushing in you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints, man.
Yeah. You got that contend?
God, this is mid 15th century. To engage in rivalry, to compete. It says to stretch out, hurl, throw, to strive after mentally.
See the
Gunsmoke, man.
struggle.
Yeah, that's gunsmoke, man. And
Yeah.
you gotta fight, man. We see some guys that don't even want to fight; they just lay down, man. Jake just lay down. As soon as, like the scripture says about the seeds, man. As soon as any type of form of adversity come, man. Any form of opposition come, Jake just lay down, man. We don't lay down, bro. You know, like in a fight, you gonna get rocked, man. Unless you Floyd Mayweather.
For
You know what I'm
real.
saying? You gonna get rocked. You gonna get blows. You gonna give some blows, man. But you gotta stay in the fight.
I got it.
And that scene I put a long time ago in the video with the dude, get up, you told Rocky something, man.
Oh yeah, get up, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta keep that in your head, man. Get up. You fall, you slip, you get rocked, you better get up, man.
Yeah. The struggle. I got it out. It says to enter a contest. This is G75.
Strong's G75. Agonizamai.
Yep.
Agonizamai.
It says the struggle on a regular, but when you go to the root, it says to enter a contest, contend in the gymnastic games. This the point. To contend with adversaries, to fight. Metaphor, to contend, to struggle with difficulties and dangers. That walk with that water and that fire. To endeavor with strenuous zeal. To strive, to obtain something. To endeavor with strenuous zeal, man. Battling.
We just like that bug out Alex Jones have on his page. He have a page called what? InfoWars. And right after InfoWars, he said what? It's a war on your mind. We're at war, man. We're at war with ourselves. That's the number one man that you at war with, that man in the mirror. You gotta understand that. You at war with that man in the mirror, man. That man in the mirror has this thing called the flesh. You at war with the flesh too. Then you at war with those of the world, man. Then you at war with Esau. So we got a battle on our hands, man. And only one true contender is going to prevail, man. If you fight. If you continue to fight, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It tell you in Proverbs that in water, face answereth to face, so do the heart of man to man. What you were saying, man. So, like, you battling, man. Your heart is on display. All right, it's being tried. All right, and the way that you answer to this trial and this fight, the way that you take licks and give them off, it reveals a man's heart, man. It shows that his heart is in this thing, man. All right, and he fighting for something, because a contender is the best fighter to fight the what? The man with the belt, man. That's why they call them contenders. All right, he's the most prominent, all right, fighter at that time to contend for the belt, man, because they know that that contender is going to struggle to win that belt, man. It's going to be a struggle between him and the champion, man, to get it.
Got a precept too. Back up, y'all, brothers.
You got it.
It's Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
You got it, Ryan.
Hey, speaks for itself. A righteous man falleth 7 times, but gets back up. It's only for a righteous man. He, as brothers have been going into it, contending and fighting in this faith. Hey, you have to want to get back up. Like, you get knocked down, but you just constantly stay contending and get back up and know that, hey, I took my licks here and there, but hey, ultimately it was for the better when you look at the bigger picture, to show me that there were things that were keeping me back, the things that I needed to work on. And if you are that righteous man, hey, you're going to get up 7 times or get up a complete number of times and keep contending and running that race until the very end.
And what Pops told Craig, get up, Craig. Get up, Craig. On Friday. Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig. Like, it, because the fight wasn't over with, man. When Debo knocked Craig.
Yeah, we see that in the truth. Jake get knocked down, something happened. Jake just lay down, man.
Yeah, Jake said, I don't want to.
Yeah, y'all brothers ever seen them dogs? Like, you'll run at them, they just lay on their back and just like, fuck it, whatever happened, what's gonna do me, do it. You know? And that's how Jake be. Jake just get the fuck up. Jake be half-assing. You know, a lot of time with Jake love half-assing in life, man. They don't want to do things the right way or go through the true process of things. They just want to half-ass and go through and skate through, man. Everything ain't a shortcut. Sometimes that shortcut ain't the right way, man. That shortcut a lot of times got like sinkholes and all type of shit, man. The roughest way to go.
That's the long route. Sometimes the shortcut is the long way.
Hey, using spiritual duct tape, so to speak. You see a problem, and you just put a piece of duct tape over it and try to forget about it.
I said spiritual duct tape. Jake used that shit.
You got a hole in the wall.
We done seen Jake with spiritual gorilla duct tape. Jake really want that shit to stick, man.
Spiritual gorilla glue, huh?
Gorilla glue,
Yeah. Jake want to patch every fucking thing up, man.
Jake got water coming through his roof and just put a piece of duct tape and put a bucket under that hole.
Yeah, fuck all that. Fuck them people. It'll get done. You know? But that's how Jake is, though, man.
Would you say Jake be riding through with his windows busted out talking about he thugging?
He thugging. Nah, Jake, you can't get your window. You just can't get your. Jake make everything hard for himself. He gonna find a way to make the hardest route. I did a video and a while back. It says that sometimes the road you take is the same as the road you take. Yeah, it's the same route you end up taking the same road that you took to avoid it, like the shortcut way, man. But this Ecclesiastes 10:10, if y'all brothers ain't got nothing. If the iron be blunt and he do not wet the edge, then must he put to it more strength. So same in the truth, man. All right. If you make this way hard for you, you're gonna have to work harder, man. All right. There's a way to go. Is a way, a foundation, a platform that's been set up already, man. So if the iron be blunt and he do not wet the edge, then he must put to it more strength. You're gonna be working in overdrive, Jake. You're making excuses. You're making things hard for yourself, man. All right. It says, but wisdom is profitable to direct, man. It's easier. It'll direct you. Wisdom will direct you in an easier path to go, man. All right. But you can make this too hard for you, man. All right. You got it.
Yeah, cause Jake love getting in his own way. I noticed that, man. Jake love getting in his own way.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times, like I bring out all the time, man. Jake don't want to suffer as a man of the Lord, you know. Jake want to suffer as a nigga, man. When you suffer as a nigga, things happen. You know, things happen, man. And you got to deal with the consequences of those things, man. That person I used to ride, I remember I used to ride with duct tape on 3 of my windows because they could not roll up. Oh, man. Hey,
Yeah.
you got to fix that shit, man.
Yeah, you need to repair it. Jake won't band-aid it. You might need to make a repair. If your back window, you need to repair the window. Like that's.
Hey, what Nelson say them dudes come over there by him with? They want a bondo and what?
Bondo and quick
Nail.
dry.
Bondo and nail every fucking thing, man. Them
Yeah, Bondo and nail everything.
Bondo and nail. And that causes other shit to go bad, man. Hey,
Yeah.
what the scripture say about the house, man? When you don't attend to the house,
It drop it through.
yeah, shit drop it through, man. And you are represented as a house, man, as a temple. When you don't attend to the temple, when you don't attend to yourself in a spiritual manner, what happens? Shit start dropping through, man.
I got it.
Yeah, bring it on.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 18. It was in the same chapter where I was at already at 10 and 10. By much slothfulness, the building decayed. And this is a house we got to keep up, man. All right. This Yahweh Shah house. So when you let this house go down, you technically saying, man, fuck you, Yahweh Shah. I'm going to build that when I build it. Not in them words, Salaki. I don't get that energy out.
Right.
Technically, you're saying to the Messiah, like, you waving a hand at the Messiah, like, man, I'm gonna help build a Lord house when I get ready, man. You know, like, ain't nobody gonna tell me when to do it. All right, as if the time ain't like yesterday. We should be building a Lord's house. You like, man, I'll do it on tomorrow or later. It says, by much slothfulness, the building decayed, and through idleness of the hands, the house drop it through.
Yeah, we see that with men, because the first thing what you see with men is how a man's mind's thinking. If he all over the place, if his help, how his help is, man. And when you see those things perish and leave a man, that man is pretty much finished, man. You know, Jake not even using the herbs, man. The same thing that you get out here on the block and say you're not even using them. You're resulting to going into other things, man. Which causing you to go into a tailspin and suffer. All right, you are that spiritual temple, that spiritual house. That you got to get that together, man. If you don't attend to it, things will drop through. All right, the foundations will start to rot. The walls start to have all type of problems in the roof, man. Y'all tell me you going. Go ahead, Ryan. My bad.
Hey, that can tie back into that Luke chapter 14 at the very beginning, counting the cost, building that spiritual building. And if you didn't count the cost and take heed to it, as the brother brought out in Proverbs, it's going to fall through. And when people pass by, hey, you're going to be a laughing stock, a mocking to them. That's going to ultimately be your monument. Hey, he didn't sufficiently have the will to finish this building. And when a building is already collapsed in and everything, it doesn't matter if it used to look like a beautiful building or anything. Once those thistles and thorns have taken over it, you don't even want to look at it. You just want to walk past it and not give it a second thought. And if you know who built that building and see it fall into decay, you just shake your head.
That's all you can do, Adam. Shake your head, like you say. You don't want nothing to do with that shit, man.
God.
What Esau call it? Esau call it is a hazard. You know, a hazard. He called it some other shit. I'm thinking about. You can't even inhabit it, man. Huh?
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
that's
has material.
like condemn.
Yeah,
Condemn
that's
building.
it.
Mm-hmm.
They got the chains on the door, and the windows are all busted out.
Yeah, because I think the book of Luke or Mark talks about once that particular house is swept clean, man, 7 more demons becomes to live in that house, man, and then overthrow the house, which is the house is you. You know, once you start to fall away, really fall off, man, more demons get on you, man, and have you really just out here, man.
And what is
You
the saying? Was the saying, Sirach? He that contemneth small things fall little by little. You let a little leaven in there. What is it eventually going to do? Leaven the whole lump. Little things here and there that you try to patch up and think that you can put to the back of your mind. That shit's going to keep building up until it's an obvious problem. And you don't want it to be a problem that can't be fixed. A spiritual house that becomes condemned,
unrepairable, man. Unrepairable, man.
But
yeah, because what happens? You know, that brother Carlisle was talking about his window. What happens when you be stubborn and you don't fix the window? From the window, the motor breaks. From that happens, well, the air conditioner go out. From there, the dry, the belt and all type of. Next thing you know, what I'm trying to say is, next thing you overwhelmed, or even fixing any goddamn thing, it got too high. It's too much invested in the shit. The car don't even work. Going into it like that, man. And sometimes that can happen with yourself, man. If you don't start to examine yourself, you letting one thing fester, and over time, all these other things gonna start going bad, and then you can't even catch up no more. Brother can't even help you catch up, man.
Hey, when you gotta measure the problems, like to decide or decipher which one is the biggest, then you didn't let it go too far. Like which one I need to take care of and put all the other ones off. Like this one needs the more attention. It done went too far.
Yeah, all of them is important, man.
Yeah, you have to come up with several solutions. All right, it's hard to make several solutions when you can just make one solution. You would rather deal with one thing or 7 things. Let's get the one thing. Yeah.
Deal with one demon, 7 demons.
Yeah, 7 demons. Yeah.
If any brothers didn't have any other precepts, we can close it out in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, start at verse 24 and read down to verse 25, and I'm going to get a word in verse 25.
On this 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? ? So run that ye may obtain.
And hey, a race goes into what? An athletic event. And the best athletes out there, the ones that actually win the races, what do? They sacrifice, and they do everything that is possible to keep them going at their best. They see what their weaknesses are and work on it. And they especially work on their weaknesses, because if they just continually work that one muscle or that one strength, they're going to be deficient in other things. And that one thing take the whole house of cards down, so to speak. So you want to be able, kind of tying it back to the beginning, and count the cost of what you were doing, and knowing that you're able to sufficiently build this building, and you have every piece you need to completely build the building. You have the support beams, the glass for the windows, everything. One little thing that you don't pay attention to could be the thing that takes the whole thing down. Or if you're in this race, that one thing you didn't work on is the one thing that keeps you from winning the race. Keep going up.
Verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
And every man that striveth for the mastery. And what's that ultimate mastery? Being able to endure and be of that elect number. being able to stay to that supper you were bidden to, and that marriage, going all the way to see the wedding of Yahushua to his bride, the elect, and via that first fruits. And it said, him and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. And I want to get that word temperate in the Strongs, which is G1467 in, I can't even say it.
Strong's G 1467.
In Klatuamai. And when you go to the outline of biblical usage, it says to be self-controlled, continent, to exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temperately, in a figure drawn from athletes who, in preparing themselves for the games, abstain from unwholesome food, wine, and sexual indulgence. And that can go into the things in this world. There's unwholesome things that you know that are a weakness, but you just put the spiritual duct tape over it and continue those small things little by little until it becomes a big thing and takes you out. You aren't self-governing yourself through the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah and keeping everything on point. You're not being temperate, and you're not trying to strive for the masteries, and you're ultimately going to lose that race. You're not going to be that righteous man that fell 7 times, and while he did fall, what did he do? He kept picking himself back up a complete number of times and kept going forward. Hey, if you don't do all that, you're going to be that man, that wicked that fell down, didn't get back up, and got swept away. Did any brothers have any closing points or precepts they wanted to bring out?
That was probably it.
Kind of. Hey, so with that, we hope this lesson was edifying to you, sincere Akim out there. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the 4 corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Shalom.
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 Shalom.